Welcome back to Supply Chain Secrets, and this week we are talking about 5 really common supply chain fixes for 2023. I'll explain all that in a second. So welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, do please hit the subscribe button. That way, firstly, you'll get notified every time I have a new video coming out. But secondly, it really helps me understand which videos are being popular, and we can make sure that we're providing all the sort of content that you want. So hit the subscribe if you're not subscribed. I think we're very close to coming up to 70,000 subscribers. So that'll be a cool celebration. Watch out for that. But let's get back to the topic. 5 supply chain fixes for 2023. What do I mean by that? So if you weren't aware, my day job is not making YouTube videos. I'm actually the CEO of a management consulting company called Logistics Bureau, which is where I get all of my great information to share here on the channel, of course. So what I was reflecting on recently was what have we been working on in 2023 and late 2022 that may be a little bit different from the normal patterns, and it will give you an idea of what sort of things organizations are really focused on, what they're trying to fix at this time. So let's get right into it. The first one is probably new warehouses. I would suggest we haven't been as busy as this for a long time in designing brand new warehouses or upgrading the layouts and equipment and so on of existing warehouses. And if you weren't aware, I'm based in Sydney, Australia, but we do this all over the world. So, you know, in the last 12 months, we've been doing warehouses in Australia and Southeast Asia and the Middle East and North America, South America, all over the place. So it's not just in my own region. So all of these things that I'm talking about are global. So why are people designing new warehouses? Well, a couple of years ago, everybody was building stock because of resupply issues with COVID and so on. That's still hanging over a little bit. What we're also seeing, though, amongst a lot of our clients is that their businesses are just growing really rapidly. Some have grown enormously through COVID. I know for some industries it's been fairly desperate, but for others it's been a really busy time. And coupled with the issues around resupply, you know, all of that has been really putting warehouse space under pressure. And if you have been out looking for new warehouse space or land to build a warehouse, you'll know that it's not that easy to get right at the moment. So, you know, if you've got challenges in that area, you know, some comfort perhaps that you're not alone. Lots of organizations are looking to you know, build new warehouses, lease new warehouses, upgrade their operations in terms of layout and technologies and so on. So that's, I think, one of the major fixes that we're seeing in 2023. The next one is going to be no surprise if you've been hanging around this channel for a while. It is cost to serve analysis. We have probably in the last 12 months done more cost to serve reviews, like, you know, per month or whatever, than we have in the last 25, 30 years, to be honest. And again, right across many industries. And why is that? Well, the reason for doing cost to serve analysis is, of course, that traditional reporting systems very often don't give you the amount of detail that you need so that you can start peeling back the layers of the onion and see where your excess supply chain costs are. So the cost to serve analysis is a really great way to do that. I'm not going to go on about it. If you want to know more about cost to serve analysis, there are lots and lots of videos on this channel about it. But I think there's a lot more focus on it now because people really want to fine-tune their cost base and that cost-service balance and really trying to get their supply chains more efficient. We've been doing these across most industries. Yeah, so it's a very, very common thing. I'm just thinking, you know, FMCG, retail, you know, mining, all sorts of industries are undertaking these things at the moment. Number 3, what do you reckon that is? Inventory / S&OP. Of course, as people are trying to make their supply chains more efficient, one area to tackle is excess inventory, trying to you know, reduce that working capital outlay. And I think over the last year or so, a lot of organisations are getting much smarter about that. You know, if you look at the best-in-class organisations around the world, they tend to be, you know, IT, automotive, Some of the big, grocery retailers, big box retailers, they're really good at this stuff. But I think, the other industries and perhaps smaller organisations are starting to catch up now and realise that, good demand planning, forecasting, sales and operations planning is essential, and it actually delivers huge benefits to the business. And traditionally, they've allowed somebody with a spreadsheet to be doing that, or on a whiteboard and this kind of thing. It just doesn't cut it anymore. So I think as a profession, supply chain people are just getting a lot smarter now about inventory management and S&OP, and we've been doing a heap of sort of diagnostics for people looking at their capabilities and performance in those areas. So that would be number 3. Number 4, you would be disappointed if I didn't mention this, number 4, ocean freight. Why is that a focus? Well, for 2 different reasons. So for the last couple of years, ocean freight costs were just going through the roof. And we were involved with a lot of companies looking at how to reduce that, how to get better container utilisation, offshore consolidation points, all those sort of things, trying to make that ocean freight component a lot more efficient and trying to get the cost down, because costs were just blowing out. Boom, it's gone the other way now. And in fact, I've asked one of our ocean freight specialists to jump on this week with me to do a video about that. He's actually just been to an ocean freight conference and got the latest information on all of that. So stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe and you'll be notified when that video is coming out very soon. So we'll be talking about ocean freight specifically. Probably the 5th area that we've been really active in, and don't sort of sit there think for a moment, yeah, Rob's been really active in these 5 particular areas because that's all they do. No, I mean, we get involved in everything in supply chain. I'm picking out the 5 that we've been most busy at. And number 5 would probably be outsourcing. That is taking companies from in-house warehousing, for example, to outsourced for the first time. Again, around this whole thing of trying to maintain service and try to reduce cost, going to the market to try and find different providers. So all of that has been, extremely busy over the last year or so. But there are some challenges there, and in fact, I'll do a video in the next couple of weeks talking about some of the challenges and mistakes that people make going through that outsourcing process, because it is getting tougher, believe it or not. Really, it's getting tougher to find the right outsourcing partners. So there we go, 5 things that I think are some of the most common fixes for 2023. What are they? Increasing warehousing space and upgrading warehousing sort of technologies and so on. Cost to serve, inventory and S&OP, ocean freight and outsourcing. Those would be my top 5. What have you been seeing? Maybe you've been seeing a trend towards fixing other stuff in the supply chain. So do comment down below. I'd love to see your comments. But thank you for watching this week, and see you again very soon. Bye for now.